Kris straight up pimped me and Kendall. She only cares about money and used all of us sisters for it. She'd take us to parties when we were super young, and rich people would pay her a good amount.
I was 14 years old.
I was 16 years old.
This was me.
This was me
When I met Jeffrey Epstein.
Is there anything that you wish the cameras hadn't seen?
Probably my stripper pole episode.
I'll shoot it.
Girls Gone Wild is like this.
Okay, stop. Don't.
Kendall,
Okay.
this isn't a joke. You have to start taking this really seriously. Come on.
Anybody recognize this cabin right here that Kris Jenner's at? Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
I now hold the opinion that Kim Kardashian is a prostitute, and I'm not going to edit this opinion. Kim Kardashian is a prostitute. Her mother is a pimp.
This Federal RICO though, on KK and Kris. Ooh, the Federal RICO I'm about to drop. Anybody know Kim and cool with Kim? They need to tell her now. The rain is coming, the feds is coming.
The internet moved faster than ever. The second an Epstein survivor dropped a hint about a manager steering her daughters into dangerous circles, every timeline lit up, and all fingers snapped to point at Kris Jenner like it was the obvious missing piece. The details dovetailed so eerily with what people remember about Kylie and Kendall's teen years that it felt less like coincidence and more like choreography, in the worst possible way. Then the story curdled. Kim got pulled into the swirl. Allegations started to claim she wasn't just the family favorite. Some sources now say she quietly kept the machine running, nudging her little sisters toward older men with links to that same shadowy world. Put another way, those whispers that used to sound like salacious gossip suddenly read like warnings people ignored. Once the viral flames took hold, everyone raced back to the one line people had been shouting for years: the ages. The survivor's description of being unbearably young triggered a wave of reminders. Kylie and Kendall were basically kids when Kris began styling them, posing them, and managing their image like grown adults. When you hear that, those old rumors stop sounding like celebrity fodder and start sounding like something a lot more serious.
I'm so upset. Everybody thinks they know the whole story, and they don't. You know, it's bullshit.
Which is why this spiral exploded so fast online. Is it proof? Not yet. Is it ugly and unsettling? Absolutely. And once the internet smells a pattern, it won't let go. Especially when the pattern fits the script people have been whispering about for years.
Good American on the outside. I've got Skims on the inside.
Wait, say that again.
I'm drinking 818 like crazy.
Kylie Jenner. And I'm Kendall Jenner. And welcome to our Teen Vogue photo shoot.
Can we just stop for a second? Kylie describing being terrorized by grown men and invasive paparazzi as a teen is horrifying. Not rumor, but something she has herself described in interviews, and it sticks with you. She's talked about men yelling lewd things, photographers trying to flash or pull at her clothes, cars getting blocked, even stalking-like moments that read straight out of a cheap horror film, and she said it felt worse when she was younger. Instead of pulling her out, the machine pushed her farther in, treating it like a business move. That's why people went digging back through the archive. Even early blogs kept linking a teenage Kylie to older men in the family's orbit. And then Tyga starts showing up everywhere. Parties, concerts, late-night hangouts. Precisely at the age slice that makes the timeline feel off to a lot of people. It was happening before she was legally an adult, the internet argues. And that's the reason those old dating whispers never truly died. They just turned into something creepier when you line up the dates and the footage.
Thing we don't talk about enough is how the Kardashians supported this relationship between Kylie and Tyga when the age gap was wild and they met when she was very young.
And then, like someone flipped a switch, the minute she turned 18, everything went from hush-hush to glossy and totally fine overnight. That abrupt pivot has nagged at people for years. Why did the tone change so suddenly? Why did the protect and package playbook kick in the moment she crossed that line? Now, with a survivor's comments back in the mix, that old, uneasy memory hits like a truck. The timeline that used to sit awkwardly in the background is suddenly front and center, and everyone's re-examining those early moves, the PR spin, and the timing that made the whole thing feel less like growing up and more like a carefully staged finish line.
Just think about it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you to think about some of the stuff I tell you. I don't want you to hate me because I make one suggestion. It's a little intense.
Oh, wait. I think T's here. I'll call you back.
Ask anyone why they don't trust Kris with this timeline, and you'll get the same flat answer. It never felt protective. It felt like a manager chasing headlines, not setting boundaries. Instead of a safety net, people saw a strategy. Younger kids staged and packaged to sell an image. If Kylie's timeline already made folks uneasy, Kendall's pushed the panic button. She wasn't tangled in the same messy dating whispers, but she was shoved into high-fashion rooms at an age when most teens are still arguing with algebra. Signed to an agency at 14, Wilhelmina, archives note. Doing shoots and industry events by 16 to 17, surrounded by grown photographers, stylists, and agents. It reads now like a grown-up world built around a kid. And those old clips, with today's lens, they hit different. The Marc Jacobs runway at 18, that sheer top moment, didn't come from nowhere. It arrived on the back of a machine that turned growing up into a launch plan. And for a lot of people, that fact is worse than any gossip.
Hi Vogue, it's Kendall. We're at the Met Gala. I'm wearing Marc Jacobs. Oh my god, I black out on the red carpet, and I try to remember to breathe.
This didn't begin the minute she turned 18. It was simmering way before that. The networking, the late-night parties, the fashion week rooms full of older industry guys, all the grown-up choreography that usually comes later was happening around her when she was still a kid. Fans have been ripping through old clips from that era, replaying the nights and the backstage shots, reliving the whispers. Kendall linked to Harry Styles in tabloids while she was still 17, and it all looks different under today's light. Nobody's saying those vintage headlines are definitive proof, but when the timelines line up and the footage keeps popping up, it stops feeling like coincidence and starts feeling like a pattern people can't and won't forget.
Which songs on your last album were about me?
I see it jiggling.
Really?
Yeah. I'm really jiggling.
Photos, blurry yacht snaps, late-night dinners, the internet debated every frame like it was evidence. Nothing was ever officially confirmed, but the montage of moments had people asking questions. Those hangouts, the backstage whispers, the timing, it all felt loaded. Of course, the internet dug deeper. Old friendships, past party circles, and every tenuous link got pulled back into the light. Naomi Campbell's name reappeared in the thread after a younger model later accused her of trying to usher girls toward older men. Corey Gamble's ties to big names got a fresh, suspicious gloss, and the allegations around Diddy blew up so big they birthed documentaries and celebrity responses. Put it all together, and you've got a rumor machine that won't stop. Not because it's proven, but because every resurfaced clip and whispered connection makes the whole timeline look darker than anyone wants to admit.
Let me ask you about Corey Gamble. He was at Kim Porter's death scene.
Yeah, I know. And he was also the nigga that took Tory Lanez.
Put that next to the Kardashians constantly orbiting those old Hollywood invite-only party circles, the velvet rope rooms with wildly questionable reputations, and people start to notice the same faces popping up again and again. Online sleuths point out how many of those names allegedly overlap with social worlds. Some reports tie, however loosely, to Epstein, and once you see the pattern, it's hard to unsee. Then Ray J drifts back into the conversation, and the internet collectively groans. He didn't start naming sources or laying out receipts, but he did drop a heavy hint about Kris, the kind of offhand line that reads like, "I saw more than I should have," and instantly fuels the rumor engine. It's not smoking gun proof. It's gossip, old connections, and a bunch of half-remembered moments stitched together until the whole thing looks a lot darker than anyone wants to admit.
This Federal RICO though, on KK and Kris. Ooh. The Federal RICO I'm about to drop on Kris and Kim is about to be crazy.
I was just gonna handle this shit legally, right? And just hit you in court and just get what I'm deserved from all of y'all being foul and trying to defame me. You wanna play games with me? Okay, let's play. We going through receipts tonight, Kris. We going through receipts tonight, Kim. You have with the wrong person.
Did you help Kim release her sex tape?
And then, boom, legal fireworks. The moment Ray J started dropping those cryptic RICO hints, the clan's lawyers moved, and legal threats and lawsuits followed. But the internet doesn't hit delete just because a courtroom drama starts. Once a rumor gets oxygen online, it lives forever, and that's exactly why nobody can bury this. Ray J was everywhere back then, at the house, in the business, around the crew while Kendall was still a teenager. So the one-liners he tossed out read now like a guy nudging, "I know things," even if he never laid out names, dates, or receipts.
He got me all of the sex tape back.
Oh my God.
And he flew home and got the computer. It was on the hard drive. And met up with Ray J at the airport and got it all back for me.
Oh, Kim.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
People hear that and wonder what he actually saw. They stitch his offhand lines into the rest of the timeline, and it suddenly looks like someone whispering from inside the machine. Meanwhile, fans say Kris's team has been moving like an emergency crew, scrubbing comments, flooding feeds with wholesome family snaps, rolling out perfectly timed interviews and birthday posts that try to bury the noise under glitter. It reads, to a lot of people, like distraction theater. Sparkle on the surface while something messier gets shuffled away behind closed doors. And in gossip land, that kind of choreography only makes the rumor mill roar louder. But here's the part that really sent the internet into orbit. Whenever Kris starts the classic distraction routine, Kim isn't ever far behind, and that's not an accident to anyone who watches this family's playbook. Kim has long been seen as Kris's golden child, the one who shot the clan into global fame, and people still point to the infamous tape as the moment everything changed. For years, whispers have circled. Some fans and a handful of sources even suggest Kris played a hand in orchestrating the optics. And whether you call it rumor or strategy, the pattern feeds itself. Kim glows on cue, headlines flip to party pics and feel-good family moments, and the chatter about darker corners gets drowned out. It looks, to a lot of online sleuths, like a perfectly timed two-step, distraction, then reassurance, and that choreography is what keeps the wildfire from dying. As the internet erupts with whispers and wild rumors about Kim Kardashian's alleged entanglement in Diddy's shady empire, Caitlyn Jenner steps out of the shadows with revelations that could rewrite the whole story. According to insiders, Caitlyn didn't hold back, claiming that it wasn't Kim who eagerly dove into this mess, but rather her mother, Kris Jenner, who allegedly dragged her daughter into a dark, dangerous world fueled by power, money, and manipulation.
Did you help Kim release her sex tape?
It's okay. No. No.
True. Of course it's true.
Thank you.
Of course it's true.
Going through receipts tonight, Kris. We going through receipts tonight, Kim. You want to see the sex tape contract? There it is.
So Ray J said when Kim and Kris saw that success, they planned out leaking Kim's tape, but that there was actually 3 tapes that they sold, but they only went with the second one because Kris Jenner watched all of the tapes, made them make multiple, and then pick which one made her daughter have the best look.
In Caitlyn's eyes, Kim was a pawn, a starlet maneuvered by her own mother, handed over for fame and fortune. Kris's hunger for the spotlight, sources say, knows no limits, pushing her daughters into murky dealings that range from sketchy business deals to alleged money laundering, brand copying, and even questionable church tax maneuvers. For Kris, apparently, there are no lines she won't cross. The accusations alone are seismic enough to shake the very foundations of the Kardashian empire. Behind the glitter, the glamour, and the perfectly curated Instagram posts, the truth, if this is accurate, may be far darker than anyone imagined. And just when you think it couldn't get more explosive, Kanye West enters the fray, dragging the drama into federal territory. Forget social media theatrics. This time, he claims, it's legal fire he's aiming at, targeting Kim and her former BFF Diddy in what could be a high-stakes investigation.
Kim Kardashian allegedly had some videotapes and audio tapes that was actually recovered in the raid at P. Diddy's home.
According to insiders, Kris allegedly orchestrated countless rendezvous between Kim and A-listers, thrusting her into the spotlight at a tender age and blurring the lines between motherhood and exploitation. But hold on to your hats, because we're just scratching the surface. As if exploiting her daughters weren't enough, Kris's tangled web of deception extends even further, intertwining with the scandalous world of hip-hop mogul P. Diddy. And guess what? It's all about to come crashing down around her.
Rumors have swirled for months that Kim may have known more about Diddy's alleged illicit operations than she ever let on. According to Kanye, Kim didn't just have knowledge. She allegedly played a role, assisting in money laundering, silencing victims, and even taking a cut for herself. And if that wasn't enough chaos, Kanye claims there's an even darker scheme involving Kim, Diddy, and Lou Taylor, allegedly forcing conservatorships on unsuspecting celebrities to seize their fortunes. The tea here is scorching, the stakes are massive, and the players are some of the most notorious names in Hollywood. The story isn't just scandalous, it's potentially catastrophic. Kim as a gold digger, Kris as the puppet master, Kanye spilling everything without holding back. This isn't just gossip. This could change the game entirely.
Look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah. So look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain.
Kanye is back in the headlines, and this time, he's dragging Kim Kardashian straight into federal legal chaos. Calling out Kim isn't new. He's long aired grievances about her parenting, lifestyle, and public image. But now, the stakes are far higher. This isn't about social media drama or Instagram spats. Kanye is alleging criminal activity. According to him, Kim allegedly assisted Diddy in money laundering, putting her billionaire status under an intense, unflinching spotlight. It may sound unthinkable. Kim Kardashian, one of the richest women in the world, tangled in money laundering. But for those who follow the Kardashian empire, the pieces start to fit. Kim's history is riddled with questionable deals and shady maneuvers for financial gain.